What is going on, everyone? RJ here, and in today's video we are going to go ahead and cover Piston token. Now, for full disclosure and full transparency purposes, this is a sponsored video from the Piston token team, but that doesn't stop me from making sure that I do my due diligence and my homework. I go through the white paper and I make sure that I'm giving you guys quality projects when I help raise awareness on projects that I'm investing in. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This channel and this video is meant for education and entertainment purposes only. So please obviously do your own due diligence, do your own research. This is DeFi and let alone degen. So make sure you guys hedge your risks appropriately. Now, before we get started, if you guys haven't already, please consider smashing that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you guys are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload new content. We do have a very interesting video to go over here today, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on in to the flight deck. Welcome to the flight deck, everyone. So again, today's project that we are going to go ahead and kind of go over and do a review on is on the Piston token project. All right, so here we are on their main screen here. And so if you guys do not know what or who Piston token is, they are a Binance Smart Chain token built on best-in-class decentralized technology. Piston was designed to run an ecosystem. Earn rewards by depositing your tokens in a Piston Race dashboard app. So long story short, what they are is they are a competitor to Drip. And as you guys already know, I'm heavily invested in Forex Shark's ecosystem, so the animal farm, Drip. But competition is always good in my eyes. It forces others to level up. It forces others not to be complacent. And competition always brings out the best products in different companies that actually want to be the best out there. So looking into Piston, they are kind of like the Drip Finance. So you earn 1% every single day, but they have small twists to their project. And we'll go over that together here. So they do have their white paper, which we'll go over in a second. But if you scroll down here, this is the most interesting thing that I'm kind of excited for, because you guys know that I'm also invested in Horde, and they're looking to release their play to earn version. I have not personally seen a successful play to earn DeFi game yet that implements successfully in their token. And so right here is the Piston game white paper. And this game is already launched. It launched on April. So everything you need to know about the Piston game. And we'll go over that as well, because that's a very impressive and meaty white paper. It's about a 32-page white paper going over their game, the tokenomics, the UI, and how really to participate and all the moving parts inside that game. And if we scroll down here, the Piston token, kind of like in a nutshell. So the total supply is going to be 1 million Piston, 10% tax on buy and exchange, and then a 10% tax on sell. Now, if you use their own DEX, you can avoid the buy tax, but there is also a referral reward system called the Pit Crew Boost. I'm personally not going to try and push the referral system just because I kind of want to see what I can do on my own on this Piston game. But of course, I'm not going to turn away anyone that kind of wants to get in on the Piston token or the Piston project if this is something that you are actually excited about or actually want to invest in, because it is an invite-only project. Now you can go ahead and use the dev wallet to kind of get in. So here's the Piston Race in a nutshell. So their race is equivalent to Drip's faucet, if you guys are familiar with Drip. So the ROI dashboard app for depositing your Piston tokens. Reinvest to maximize your APY. If you guys already know, that's where Drip's magic comes in. It's the 1% compounding every single day. You will see the magic happen at the tail end after you've been compounding so many times. The max payout is 365% of your deposited amount. Earn 1% daily. So here's the kicker on this one, which is an awesome option for those that kind of have buyer's remorse. Withdrawal initial investment is possible. So if you get in on Piston, and we'll take a look at it after X amount of days, you can get out. You can withdraw your deposited amount. And we will go over that in detail in the white paper. And then, of course, the 5% direct referral reward system, which I've told you guys I'm not really going to focus on, okay? And this is really cool. This is something that I found that I actually really like. Okay, so they are partnered with ImmuneFi, which is a DeFi hackathon. If you guys are not aware of how a hackathon works, Google actually does this right now. They will pay someone hundreds of thousands of dollars if they can find bugs in their code to incentivize and make sure that Google hardens their code so that no one can penetrate their security. So Piston Token submitted their contract to ImmuneFi for a DeFi hackathon. So what does all that mean? So if we take a look at ImmuneFi, here, if you are a developer, if you know how to read and write Solidity, Piston Token partnered with ImmuneFi to pay you guys a bounty if you find any malicious activity and or bugs on the code. And here is what you can submit for, right? So if you found a critical bug in their smart contract, they are going to pay you $10,000 as a bounty. If you found a high level threat in the smart contract, they'll pay you $5,000, which is really, really cool. Again, it's incentivizing people that know how to read and write code to kind of look in there and say, hey, you know what? I did find something malicious. Let me go ahead and submit this to ImmuneFi. So here's the GitHub links for all of these smart contracts for Piston Token. So again, if you want any more rules into this, you can go into Piston Token and take a look and click on the immunefi.com, and you can take a look at the rules on how to participate if you are wanting to see if you can find a bug in the Piston Token code, which is, again, really, really cool. So let's go back here, and then scrolling down, you'll see that Piston is going to be at NFT Expoverse on July 29th through the 31st, and we'll go into more of their NFTs a little later. So if we take a look at their roadmap, they've completed a lot of things right now. So if you ask me, RJ, when did Piston Token come out? Piston Token came out about end of March. So if we're on the Twitter side here and we scroll all the way down, which I did check, on March 24th, they made their first tweet. And then if you scroll up, you'll see 1 week until the race begins. We have the March 28th V2 pre-sale. So on March 28th, they had their first pre-sale. So they've been out since March, April, May, June. So 3 months. 3 months in crypto and DeFi, along with these current market conditions, to me is impressive. Okay, I'm not going to shy away from being able to say that, because a lot of projects in these current times, we've seen the development team and the leadership team say, you know what, it's not worth it. We're going to walk away. We're going to say goodbye. All right. These guys have continued to develop even in these trying times, even in this bear market. They were able to develop a play to earn game, which I'm going to definitely try when I'm eligible for it. And then if we continue to scroll down here, here's some of the statistics. Again, 1 million Piston tokens is going to be the total race deposited. So right now, this is the total value locked, so the TVL. They have a total of 4.5 million BUSD locked right now. So a pretty healthy amount in there. They have 6,712 race users. And then if you scroll down here, you'll see the team. Tony Piston, which is your CEO and co-founder. Samuel S., which is your CTO and co-founder. Baba Black, which is the front-end dApp and game development lead. You have Brand, which is a software engineer. And you can continue scrolling through this. You'll see that they have a pretty hefty team here. Arthur is a smart contract developer. Startby is your product designer. Nigel is your quality assurance lead. Nero is one of the developers. Lucio is a community admin. Quarmagard is a wordsmith. Team Phillytraz is a community admin and project support. Quinn is the community bot specialist. Airdrop Free is a community admin. DeFi Rebel is a community admin. Manchetina is a developer. Aaron Schuler is a community admin. X4VI is a Spanish admin, so they have multi-language support. Lynx is an Italian admin. Miguel D is a Spanish admin. Me is an Italian admin. Snazzy is a community admin. So they have a very, very healthy and large team. They really remind me of Horde, who has about 6 or 7 co-founders in there. So I really like that. So let's dive into the white paper. So again, here are the basics. When a user deposits Piston to add fuel to their gas tank, they will receive 1% daily returns for up to 365% of the amount in the tank. The amount for this calculation includes new tokens deposited as well as tokens compounded using the Nitro button. If you guys are familiar with drip, that's equivalent to the hydrate button. So here's one of the cool features that I really like. And I'm going to hide my camera here because I want you guys to be able to see this entire thing. So how can I exit the race? Yes, while many projects require you to permanently forfeit any deposits, you have 7 days from the start of your race to fully exit the project if you wish. There's no other projects that I know right now that is kind of like this, like Splassive and even Drip, that allow you to withdraw your initial deposited amount, all right? However, this will require you to forfeit any pending unclaimed rewards, which of course makes sense. So here's how exiting works. If the price of Piston has gone down during the time you've been in Piston, then upon exiting, you will receive the same number of pistons that you have deposited. Of course, minus the rewards subject to tax. But the USD value of the base amount will have gone down along with the price of Piston. If instead the price of Piston has gone up during this time, then upon exiting, you will receive fewer Piston, also minus rewards received and subject to tax. But the base amount will have the same USD value as the sum of any Piston deposits you have made up to that point based on the price of Piston at the time of deposit. Okay, so again, that's important to know because you have that option after 7 days where if you are like, I'm unhappy with this project, you can withdraw that. That is an option and that is power that you have that other projects don't give you, which I respect. And if we take a look, here are the taxes, so kind of like the tokenomics on where certain things go. So obviously the buy, so if you take a look here, there is no tax if you use the Piston site. So you save yourself 10% tax. Now, if you use an exchange like PancakeSwap, you will get hit with a 10% tax, and then deposits, claims, sells. And then on the right side, you'll see where it's going in terms of the allocation. So if you guys are interested in that, take a look at the taxes. And then something that I really like as well is whale resistance, or something to stop whales from just being an absolute monster on the project. We've seen the power and we've seen what whales can do to a project if they are left unchecked. More specifically, I'm talking about Strong, which I lost almost $30,000 on because whales just had so many freaking nodes, like 300-400, and they had nothing to do other than sell a shit ton of Strong tokens, right? So I like seeing projects and protocols that kind of address this. So there is an upper limit of 50,000 Piston, which can be distributed to a single account. Now, I'm not going to read this entire thing, but you can see on the right-hand side, if you own a specific amount of Piston tokens, there's a direct correlation to how much your tax will be. So that's really amazing in my perspective. So even if you are an absolute monster whale and you're sitting here with 50,000 Piston tokens, you are going to get hit with a 50% tax. Now, at 50,000 tokens of Piston, you're still earning an amazing amount. So if I take 50,000 Piston tokens and multiply it by the current price of Piston, which is like $7, you still have $350,000 in the contract, in the project, and earning 1% of that is paying you $3,500 every single day. So if that's the case, you're going to get hit with the 55% tax. So let's do 0.55, and that's 1925. So minus 1925 will still leave you with a $1,575 payout every single day. Now, a $1,575 payout every single day times 30 days is still a $47,250 month. Let me repeat that. That's still a $47,250. Again, to go back into this is just addressing the whale tax at 55%. So even at 55%, you're still earning a really good living. Now, the next thing I want to go over before we go into the race here, the race UI, which is kind of really cool. You can tell that they put a lot of time and effort into the GUI, so the graphical user interface, as well as how things look. I like being able to see little nuances that makes a difference. Again, before we get into the UI, I want to go into the Piston game white paper. I just want to touch on high level things because this is a really meaty white paper. It's very impressive. You can see that it's 40 pages long. So you'll see here, have fun and increasing your ROI. The tokenomics of the game were designed with two goals in mind: create multiple forms of authentic utility for the Piston token, and build a system within which holders of all levels have an equal opportunity to increase their APY through a fun and engaging exercise of skill. I myself have always been a gamer at heart. And again, I've never really successfully seen a DeFi project implement a play to earn system. So this is something that I'm eager to try and kind of record it for you guys. But you'll see the Piston Race game. The objective is to be the first driver to make it around the track for the required number of laps. Different tracks have a different number of laps, but the total run on each track will be approximately 6 to 8 minutes. And then you'll have different tracks. You'll have your controls here. And so here's the Piston game. So again, we're going to touch into this. This is really, really important. But the winnings from the Piston game are considered a reward rather than a fresh deposit. So they are subject to the 5x limit in the Piston dashboard to incentivize a consistent inflow of value into the system. A distinction is made between new deposits and compounds / indirect rewards from one's downline as follows. And in the text in red says, if your Piston dashboard gas tank reaches the 5x limit, you will not be able to race again until you have made a new deposit into the dashboard. So you'll see on this side available the 5x meter, and then you'll see not available. So let's go back into the UI here, and you'll see on the left hand side, see this 5x meter. I'm going to kind of hover over it so you guys can see it. My initial deposits here is $711 in BUSD on the left side. You can see that my gas tank has 101 Piston tokens in it. That means I'll be able to hit this nitro button on the center, which is compound. I'm going to be able to nitro and compound up to 5x of my original. So I should be sitting at around like 505 Piston tokens. And then all of a sudden this 5x meter will be full. I will not be able to compound. I will not be able to raise until I put a fresh deposit of new capital in there. That keeps this kind of project sustainable and brings in a continuous influx. It promotes an influx of fresh capital every single time, and not just a project compounding on itself, if that makes sense. That is a very important distinction, because in some projects, we'll see that people just invest an X amount of money and they'll just compound and compound and compound using the project's capital. This right here allows a fresh set of capital to be invested into the project, and a fresh set of capital coming in to make sure that it's not just compounding itself, which is a very, very, very important distinction. So make sure you guys actually understand that. And now we're going to kind of dive into the game menu really, really quickly here. So you'll see the game menu UI along the top. You'll see like the car you've chosen, how much you've earned, more details on the levels, time until the current session, number of races available in the current session, and features described above in the oil topic. Now, if you take a look at the garage, this is where the NFT features come into play, right? So now they're also integrating NFTs, which in a way, I've still haven't really truly personally seen a successful NFT integration into a project. So here we are with Piston integrating a play to earn and an NFT integration to their token. Let that speak for itself, and you'll see why the NFTs come into play here, and why, if we scroll down to the actual website, you're going to see why they're actually going to be at the NFT Expoverse on July 29th. So here's their marketplace. You can buy and sell NFTs in the marketplace, even ones that are unrelated to Piston. So along the bottom, you'll see buy NFT car parts in the marketplace to power up your cars. Select NFT car parts that you want to put up for sale and view your NFTs for sale. Buying and selling NFT car parts. So here you can see you can buy brakes, suspension, engine. And if we continue scrolling down, you'll see like engine NFT parts. It has different like factors, so like accelerated multiplier, max speed, max reverse speed. You'll see suspension has its own perks. You'll see NFT brakes has its own perks. It's got braking force and braking responsiveness. So again, NFT integration to the play to earn game. I kind of like that. So here's the game tokenomics, so you can see what's happening here and staking the funds. And so this is important. Funds used in the races come from your unclaimed piston in the available fuel gauge in the Piston dashboard. You can only start a race session when the available fuel gauge has reached or exceeded the max daily payout of 1% of piston in your gas tank. All right, so the moment you've reached the 1% max, you are then, from my understanding, able to start a race session. Your daily payout from your Piston dashboard can be used up to 5 races in a single race session, staking 0.2% of the Piston in your gas tank each time. So if you earn 1 full percent, you can stake 0.2 and then race up to 5 times to either win more or just kind of lose it. So again, risk to reward. If you really like gaming, then this is going to be an amazing experience for you. Whenever you race against another player, each of you stake 0.2% of the Piston in your gas tanks on the outcome of the race. So last thing I want to show you guys is obviously a walkthrough of the race UI. So along the top, you'll see earn 1% daily income until 365% of your investments have been reached. You also have an opportunity here on the right side to do an autopilot. So rather than compounding manually every single day, autopilot allows you to choose a number of days to have your daily Piston rewards auto compounded. You must allocate enough BNB in advance to cover estimated gas fees, and any unused BNB can be claimed at the end. You may also cancel autopilot and claim unused gas fees at any single time, which is going to be a feature I'm going to do because I've been kind of spoiled with auto staking protocols. So now I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on. And let's say I just want to auto compound this for 7 days. It's going to tell you that the estimated gas fees is going to be around like 0.0105 BNB. So, up to you guys how many days you want to kind of just auto compound this thing. For me, I'm going to auto compound 7 days at a time, and I'm going to reevaluate, or maybe 6 days at a time. Let's say I had buyer's remorse and on the 7th day I want to exit the race. I'll show you guys where you can exit the race. If you scroll down here, on the middle right side, you'll see exit the race. Now, if you exit the race, you'll see, do you really want to exit the race? And it goes over the information. You can say, I've read all the information, and then you want to exit. And it's going to ask you to confirm. I'm not going to exit the race, but that feature is there. All right. So again, this UI is really, really cool. On the left side, you'll see my information, and on the right side, you'll see the available fuel. So that's starting to build up. See how that's got a little bit of blue in there, and I built up 0.05 Piston. Once it reaches all the way to the top, and that's green, then I'll be able to race. I don't think I'm going to race just yet. I want to kind of build up my Piston first before I start racing and staking and putting up 0.2% of my 1% allotted every single day. But yeah, I mean, super, super clean UI. If I refresh this, you could see, they have this whole racer icon, whole racer themed. And I like that. I really, really do like that. So I hope you guys really did enjoy that video. To me, this is one of those projects that has kind of been around since end of March. So end of March, April, May, June. We are now at the end of June. We're going into July. So this is about to be its 4th month in the crypto/DeFi world in this bloody and bearish market. And they're still continuing to develop, and they're still continuing to push things out with a clean UI, with integration to a play to earn and integration to NFTs that tie back into the project, which is very difficult to say about any project right now that's been able to successfully do that. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider smashing that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload new content. If you guys have any other questions, just please post them in the comment section below. Life is too freaking short to eat some delicious food, drink some delicious drinks, do some good in the world, spread some positive vibes. I'm going to see everyone on the next crypto video next time.